voles in your yard, your garden, your pasture? It's about that time for them to come out and start digging holes and creating nests. I want to share with you a conflict that was brought to resolution through animal communication. My neighbor has this beautiful lawn. They just planted it, they were trying to grow, and lo and behold, a family of voles moves in. They were not very happy about this, mind you. I suggested different ways to deter the voles from staying, like mint, garlic, or different kinds of natural remedies that would kind of push them out. They didn't work. The neighbor eventually tried to flood them out or cover their holes. These little voles were very persistent and they wanted to stay. Now, when I was talking to my neighbor, he mentioned that he was planning on using some kind of lethal device, and that bothered me. I thought there has to be another way. Now, this is the very first time I applied animal communication to see if I could at least long shot give these little friends a warning. When I tuned into the family of voles, the more masculine, fatherly type individual stepped forward to be the spokesman on behalf of his family. First off, he was not very happy that I was even connecting in. He was very distrustful of my connection, assumed that I was there for something other than to be kind and helpful. Immediately when I connected in with him, he said, "What are you doing here?" I was not really interested at all. In fact, I had to plead with him to hold the connection. As I felt him pulling away, I said, wait, I need to talk to you. Your family is in danger. And I could feel his attention kind of coming back, kind of like, "I'll listen with one ear. You have about 2 seconds. Make this quick." And so I did. I explained the situation and that the place that he chose to live, that he and his family chose to live, was causing problems with the human caretaker. To be honest with you, the vole didn't really care. However, when I mentioned what would be coming down the pipeline, literally, he took me a little bit more seriously. I said, "If you don't move, you're most likely not going to survive." However, I invited them into my garden, into a corner of my garden that would be safe. They could eat whatever they want. They could do whatever they want. It was kind of untouched. I didn't care if they were there. And I said, "If you move there, all will be well." I could hear him kind of grumbling, like, "People, why can't I just be and do my own thing without being relocated or threatened?" Fair enough, right? The timeline, I said about 3 days. You have 3 days to relocate. And, that's all I could do. Well, 3 days later, the voles magically disappeared from this person's yard and magically appeared in my garden. All it took was a simple conversation and a little bit of pleading.